So you're confirming that accounts have been frozen, both personal and corporate, but you're not releasing the information. And the actual follow-up is, I'm just wondering whether the bank accounts will be targeted of individuals who donated to the Give, Send, Go and the GoFundMe campaigns. Are they considered designated people under the Emergencies Act, meaning that their credit cards could be cut and financial services are targeting them as well?
Okay, so the names of both individuals and entities, as well as crypto wallets, have been shared by the RCMP with financial institutions, and accounts have been frozen, and more accounts will be frozen. Crowdfunding platforms and payment service providers have started the registration process with FinTrack. In terms of the specifics on whose accounts are being frozen, you now have the regulations. The financial service providers have those regulations as well, and they, working with law enforcement, will be making the operational decisions.
Yeah, so straight to the bat here, that is some pretty severe news, huh, guys? That is some pretty severe freaking news. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dusty BC, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, I would say we have a juicy crypto breaking news update on all the most important matters. And honestly, I think it's a day filled with crypto news. Take a look at this, for example. Pompliano said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for a good man to say nothing. What they've basically done right here, guys, let me reiterate this, is they have made it so that if you had interacted in some way, shape, or form with these crowdfunding platforms, and in some way, shape, or form your crypto wallet is connected, they're investigating you. In Canada is this. I know the story goes a little bit deeper. There's a couple of caveats. There's a couple of additional pieces of absurdity, but it comes down to the fact that if you had any connection, they're investigating you. And I personally think, this is just my own personal opinion, they're going to draw this a lot further and further and further, meaning right now they have the authority to check you out fully, which again, they always kind of have, but they're going to do it now more severely. They're going to give all the information up and kind of supervise or something along those lines you even further. And I kind of believe that's going to just keep on expanding. But in this sense, it's already kind of scary to see that such connections are being made. And right now, a lot of negative news is coming out from Canada. But I'm seeing here something. Let me quickly check this out. Yeah, okay, that's definitely not something I want to cover for right now. There's a couple of other interesting things though, guys. Let's actually first start out with a little fun meme that I think you guys definitely might enjoy, and it's right over here. I shared it over on Twitter. I've been laughing at this for a good little while, so I hope you guys can too. How have I never seen this before? The OG shitcoin. South Korean professor Cho Jae-won invented a toilet that turns poop into energy and pays people digital currency. Shitcoin, the new crypto. I don't have diarrhea, I have a new revenue stream. I don't know. I had a good laugh at this the first 15 minutes when I saw this, so hopefully you guys found that funny as well. I'm going to share more and more of these funny little bits whenever I find them because I want to share them with y'all. Why not? You know what? I have to lose. All right, so what's going on? Breaking news time. First of all, if you're wondering, most prominent, I would say this right here. The U.S. Justice Department launches a team to probe illicit cryptocurrency schemes. Yeah, basically over in the U.S. right now, they're going to start working a little bit more severely, a little bit harder to get themselves a nice, proper department going for crypto and the illegal transfers of crypto, which kind of coincide with our story from earlier about how Canada is doing that. Then again, right now, there's a very big underlying problem going on, which has nothing to do with the illicit crypto schemes, but has more to do with the three-letter word WAR. Bitcoin wilts as Russia-Ukraine tensions push gold to an 8-month high. But also in the same contrast, I had this article right here. Let's see it. Breaking virtual assets insulated from cooling risk appetite for now. Metaverse-related assets little affected by macro markets. NFT sales volume hits new highs, and virtual real estate down from November, while Metaverse tokens steady after 2021 surge. What I have to say about this one is, as it currently stands, a lot of cryptos are going down in kind of a one-to-one move with the stock market, when in reality, gold is doing well. And that brings us to the point that Chamath kind of stated earlier. A lot of people will be buying Bitcoin as a hedge against the traditional financial system, which, again, it's not really acting as right now, which points me towards the direction that crypto is being too manipulated to run its natural course. Remember, guys, if everybody is buying cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin, for a hedge against inflation, for a hedge against the traditional financial system, but when the system kind of collapses this bad, crypto goes down, that means something to me. At least that means that something is not completely juicy right. Again, maybe that's just some ignorant thoughts from my side, though. Again, if it is, let me know, But I honestly think that is kind of interesting. However, Metaverse stuff seems to be doing good, which kind of coincides with the fact that people live more and more inside a little bubble, or potentially that people understand these real life things with, of course, everything that happened in 2020, 2021, 2022 now is mostly outside of your little home area. Everything inside your home has kind of stayed sort of the same, if you will. In that sense, the digital stuff has only kept increasing. I have a couple of different articles, I guess, in my little spectrum right now, which all talk about how for, I guess, cryptocurrencies, drew a little bit of a blank there. I meant to say that it kind of comes back down to it's coming out to the CBDC realm. I wanted to add a couple of articles talking about CBDC, which obviously are digital currencies. They're not, I guess, cryptocurrencies, but they are digital currencies. And what's going on with them right now, as I stated before, everything is turned towards this digital age, this digital thing. And I'm going to say, Metaverse can keep doing well regardless of what's happening in terms of tensions everywhere. As, well, literally speaking, it's going the same course because it should be that way. Now, because it was designed that, okay. Global markets have had a rocky start of the year as the prospects of tight monetary policy prompted investors to ditch risky assets, which again might be what's going on right now, de-risking. That's what everybody's talking about in the markets. To ditch risky assets, but the fast-growing world of Metaverse investing has been running on its own timeline. A lot of the crypto investments in Metaverse have actually not been doing too well. I'm talking about newer coins hitting the markets, but a lot of the coins which are already established are still doing quite fine. So I guess we can kind of, second that. Having said that, to kind of stay on the topic here, the DOJ launches National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team, NCET, appoints former Assistant U.S. Attorney as Director. DOJ has increased its aggressiveness in fighting crypto-related crime, now launching the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team. The new lead is In Young Choi, a former assistant U.S. attorney with experience in criminal investigations, crypto, and blockchain tech. So, luckily, the majority of us are not doing anything wrong or criminal in that sense. However, the fact that this is getting bigger, I would say, is only a good thing, because the more they want to embrace something, the more they want to accept something, the more the regulations should be. In the sense that, crime as an argument cannot be used as much anymore. And even though a department like this will definitely be able to spot more crime, which means they can market with more crime since they now find more. Okay, I don't want to make that comparison with the tests. Let's make the comparison with the fact that relatively most likely, with the amount of research that they're doing, they're going to also notice that the amount of money being illegal or illicit in way, shape, or forms with crypto is way less than with traditional financial systems. So I guess that's going to be a good thing at the end of the day. And of course, most likely less people will get scammed. So I'm happy with that, I guess. Or at least less people will lose their money or something along those lines. On a contrast, I had two articles. One was actually just about Ukraine and them legalizing, or at least going to the legal sector of Bitcoin. Now, however, today, a couple hours ago, this came out. Russian finance minister says, I hope to pass a bill to regulate crypto by the end of this year as well. So it's kind of funny how such a strange situation is going on between Russia and Ukraine right now. Yet at the end of the day, the whole crypto situation is doing really well in both countries. Ukraine giving the big thumbs up yesterday or the day before. Now Russia's saying, hey, we're going to give it a thumbs up pretty soon here. At the end of the day, though, the EU is not as happy. Whenever I read articles about EU crypto regulation, usually they're not so positive, as they're more so, again, literally talking negative about anything that could be coming up. And I guess for the US, most of the time it's a negative too, if we're talking about a, overcoupling arch. So I believe Biden wants to have this executive order out soon, next week, I believe, which could be good, could be bad. We don't know yet, just quite yet. And from every specific, how do you call it? Like the states, we have seen a couple of different positive things. Like I saw one from Arizona, saw one from Texas, and so forth and so on. However, the real Congress, the upper layers, have generally speaking been quite bearish. There is, however, an interesting part. Apparently, the SEC is carefully considering a spot Bitcoin ETF in response to this Congressman, Tom Emmer. We received a response from the SEC Chair Gensler to our letter from the 11th of March 2021. I am assuming, not 1,000% sure, this is 11th of March or the 3rd of November. No, it must be the 3rd of November. That's more logical. You US people use a strange system. Why would you use the month first, then the day? It's more logical to use the day, month, year. Or if you want to say, yeah, but the month is more important than the day, but then use the year first because that's the most important, right? I would say. So, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and it's confusing. Same thing, I guess, that it's confusing when the Americans use a dot to kind of indicate 10 euros or dollars, I would say 95 cents is like a dot, and in Europe you use a comma. So it's kind of confusing when you're putting things down sometimes, a little bit. All right, we received a response from SEC Chair Gensler to our letter regarding BTC spot ETFs. This issue remains a priority for us, and we will continue to oversee the SEC in its mission to maintain fair and orderly markets and facilitate capital formation. So let's quickly read this letter as it takes almost no time, so we can easily do that, I would say. Is it opening? There we go. Thank you. Okay, I cannot read this at all. Whatever. Thank you for November 3rd letter related to Bitcoin spot exchange traded products, ETP, and Bitcoin futures exchange traded funds, and the different regulatory outcomes thus far for these two different types of investment vehicles. If you're wondering, my monitor right now is about, I'm going to say, a meter away, and it's pretty small. So I'm just literally having to do this. I don't need glasses, don't worry about it. But Bitcoin spot ETPs and Bitcoin futures ETFs are different products and contain different underlying holdings. The Commission reviews each product under the standards applicable to the product itself. When reviewing Bitcoin spot ETFs, the Commission must apply all the standards of the Exchange Act, which it has followed in connection with its orders, considering previous proposals to list Bitcoin spot ETPs. In particular, the Commission must consider if the Bitcoin spot ETP's proposal is designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices, as I noted in testimony before the House Financial Services Committee on October 5th last year. I am technology neutral. The Commission considers each proposal to list and trade Bitcoin spot ETPs under the appropriate regulatory framework, as we continue to consider the proposal to list and trade these. I could have also done this. Whatever. As we continue to consider the proposals to list and trade these products, however, careful consideration, you guys can't see it properly, but whatever. Consideration will be given to all the concerns you raise. Thank you all again for sharing your views on these matters. Please contact me if you have any more further questions. Sincerely, Chair Gary Gensler. Okay. Very nice. Not exactly sure how to see this in a bad way, in any way, shape, or form. Is it really good? They're going to consider it carefully, they said, but they've been doing that for months, so I don't think it's really going to make a difference, literally. But the idea is nice, and sometimes that's all that counts, the idea, the fact that they're saying something about it, even though in reality it might not actually be that way. We can discuss all the negative sides about this for a couple hours, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we covered all the most important news. I had to quickly come back down on the price for just a little second. I'm still feeling the bearish narrative. XRP had a nice little double bottom here for XRP, or we can actually say it's still bouncing off of the 50 EMA. It's looking good, but not good enough for a long position or a crazy long position just quite yet. Again, can you open them up? Sure, but as we saw with Bitcoin about a day or 2 days ago already, if you did open up the long position, sometimes it does go wrong in situations like this. And even when sometimes it's confirmed, again, the negative news, or at least the negative news for stocks, is all of a sudden taking it in on Bitcoin as well. Because as I've said before, it's not really logical for cryptos to fall right now. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, specifically when gold is doing so severely good. You can see here again, guys. Bitcoin wilts as Russian-Ukraine tensions push gold to an 8-month high. If gold can go to an 8-month high, I would logically have seen Bitcoin go to an 8-month high as well. But it is what it is. So, yeah, right now, be confused. If you're not confused, most likely there's something wrong, as the situation is not really clear to a review. We've seen before people are de-risking right now as the market is kind of in turmoil, as the situation is becoming crazier and crazier. Then again, regulation-wise, we're getting a lot of positive news, positive feedback. In Canada, US, we're also seeing some negative feedback, but I guess Russia and Ukraine, funny enough, they're the ones causing a lot of panic. Let me actually show you guys one more little tweet that I saw from somebody, which I guess is kind of funny. So, by the way, guys, these videos are not financial or legal advice. You all know, but I'm saying it once more to really stress it properly enough. This is the guy from El Salvador, right? Nayib Bukele. Maybe Najib was right about that war thingy. Only Bitcoin fixes this. So what was said was the real war is not in Ukraine. It's in Canada, Australia, France, Brussels, England, Germany, Italy. They just want you to look the other way. I'll leave you with that quote for the end here. You can decide what you want with that. You can do what you want with that. I think something fell or something like that. I heard like something slide. There's absolutely nobody here though. That's a little bit scary. All right. I don't see anything behind me, so hopefully I'm not going to get kidnapped. I think we're going to be fine. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you press that like button, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. And I'm going to check out to make sure that I don't have to fight anybody, you know?